So my brother was telling me that all roads lead to God. And so I started thinking about that and I asked him a few questions. So if you stick with me to the end, you'll find out exactly what he has in mind, okay? So here's what he's got going on. He says, all roads will lead to God. And so I asked him, okay, so what about Joseph Smith and the Mormons? He says, well, they went ahead and had to lie. Joseph Smith had an angel of the Lord, supposedly, tell him there's a new gospel. And so it's a false gospel because Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but by me. And then we can take a look at Muhammad. He had a new gospel given to him 500 years after Jesus had died. And Jesus still said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. And so then you have Confucius. He had a following. You have Buddha, who had a big following. You have several gods over in India, and they've got different followings based upon what's going on in their lives, So my brother says all these roads lead to God. Well, I asked him about that, and he said what they do is they lead to Jesus on his bema seat, and he will either say, depart from me, you evil people, because I never knew you. Or he will say, enter into the kingdom prepared for you by my Father. So to be able to do that, we need to know Jesus. We need to know him crucified. We need to accept his blood in our lives so that he can wash away our sin. Because all these other gods, they're dead and they have grave sites that you can go and see. Now, Joseph Smith wasn't a god, but he's got a following and he's got a place where people go and visit to admonish him and bring him up in elevation. But Jesus is the only one who was crucified, died, buried, and 3 days later rose from the dead with people, over 100 people, who saw him alive after the crucifixion. So I would rather take the word of people who are eyewitnesses than people who have gotten these visions from various other areas. So go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep in touch, let me know what you think.